Hey everyone, this video is a bit more different from my other ones because I wanted to try doing it in a different style. And the first thing I'm going to be showing is reaction to videos talking about the up and coming release of Modern Warfare 3. Because I've seen a couple of people talk about the bad signs showing that the release might not be as good as like the games before it. And I thought it was a pretty interesting thing to talk about and react to because I did used to play a few COD games in the past, including the 2019 Modern Warfare, which I really enjoyed. And even though I didn't really play the second one, it was pretty sad seeing people saying how this third one will not be as good as the game before it, because I did hope it carried on the same quality. And although the game hasn't come out yet, with people already playing the beta, it's pretty obvious that the issues with the game will be the exact same, which is why I wanted to see what people had to say about it, because there are some parts that are interesting, so I do hope you guys enjoy the video.
Guys and gals, me Mutahar. Today's video is going to be a little controversial, not really. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 looks like hot dog cheeks. And if that sounds like a controversial opinion, people have always complained about Call of Duty since the Paleolithic era, okay? So to give you a quick bit of context, my channel is not a Call of Duty channel. I don't really rely on each and every single entry being successful to pay the mortgage every year, okay? So this is coming straight from the heart. Call of Duty I played since COD 4, and there was a period in my life where I would play every single entry since COD 4 pretty religiously, right? Up until Black Ops 2, I played that a lot, and I remember the hype for Black Ops 2 being massive. But after that, when COD Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, a lot of these games came out, I just simply didn't have the time nor the drive to continue playing these games year after year.
I think he was lucky because I think Black Ops 2 was probably one of the best Call of Duties before, like I said, like a downfall like Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare. They just weren't, as good. So I think some people did keep on playing after Black Ops 2, and that's when they really started hating the games because they were just nowhere near as good as the Black Ops series, the Modern Warfare series. So I don't really think he's missing out on a lot if you stop playing after Black Ops 2. I think he does say later on the video that the most recent one that got him back to the series was Modern Warfare 2019. So that was a pretty good game to reintroduce him to the series.
I started jumping more into single-player titles and just played other multiplayer games like Titanfall, and then later on I would just play Rainbow Six Siege. But to understand, I've played Call of Duties every year, okay? If it's not at launch day, it's always around Black Friday when the games are half off, okay? Now, Call of Duty to me has always been a pretty decent value, and let me explain why. Yes, it's like Madden for shooter addicts, okay? Year after year, Call of Duty is effectively the same game, okay? It's the same rough experience, right? It's a goddamn shooter, and that's what you expect.
I kind of somewhat agree in terms of the yearly release. You always know what you're gonna get, but I think if he's gonna compare it to Madden, I think Call of Duty is way better than Madden. Mainly because just shit like Madden, FIFA or Football Club, whatever they changed the name now, you can clearly tell what assets they used from the last game and whatever new games they have. Because people will always buy the new ones because they don't really care about the quality. With Call of Duty, there is definitely more a concentrated focus to make it new. You could say some parts of the new Call of Duty was the last one, but overall I would say it is better in some other areas. That's why I think if you ask someone to pick the favorite Call of Duty, it would be hard for them to pick one because each one, they're all are completely different, but there are some parts that they might like in one that they isn't in the other games. But what do you say about shit like Madden? I feel if you pick just one Madden game from whatever year, you can play that for as many years as you want. It's just so similar to every other game in the series that you don't really get anything new when you buy the new one, or at least try it out.
But Call of Duty games have always been a pretty good value prospect because usually you get a pretty good campaign. Even the worst Call of Duty campaigns, in my opinion, are fun. They're like watching action movies, okay? It's why I go to watch John Wick. I just love watching guns, action, car chases, shootouts, explosions, hot chicks. You can believe that I'm a Spike TV viewer, right? Just by saying that shit. Then, of course, you've got cooperative play. So with Call of Duty games, sometimes you get the zombies, sometimes you get the Spec Ops, sometimes you get extinction mode from COD Ghosts where you're fighting A-Lamaus and shit. And then, of course, multiplayer, okay? So every year's Call of Duty multiplayer can be good or bad. Each developer has their own spin on it. And usually back in the day with Call of Duty games, you know, you had games like Modern Warfare 2 that kept on adding maps, added weapon levels, added, you know, a bunch of unlocks over time. If you play Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360, and occasionally from time to time, I'll just play MW2 with bots and just grind offline just to sort of therapeutically relax, remind myself of the good old days.
Yeah, I found about this recently where they have like servers, 'cause I think they did like shut down the servers quite a while back, so people like remade it with bots, which I think is really cool. Because yeah, I don't really have like one Call of Duty game that's nostalgic for me, but imagine for like people who really like, got into like Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1, the first one, I'm sure it would be heartbreaking to not play like the classic multiplayer. So it is good that people do have servers up for that.
On PC. You also have Black Ops where they introduce like currency systems, wager matches, Black Ops 2 where they introduced like the Pick 10 system, and each and every single Call of Duty game around that era had its own beautiful set of maps, beautiful set of gameplay changes, and it genuinely did feel like if you looked beyond the surface level, each and every single Call of Duty game was trying to sort of trying to make its mark, if you will, right? And it's because of that era is looked so fondly upon, right? There's still people to this day that tell you about how fun the original Modern Warfare 2 is. They'll tell you, oh, Black Ops 1 is goated. Black Ops 2 is amazing. Shit, even Call of Duty Ghosts is a fun time. But nowadays, when you look at Call of Duty, it's actually a fucking, like, I would say Call of Duty, for the most part, in today's day and age, is sort of like a microtransactions.
I remember seeing this because I watched a bit of this video earlier, like yesterday. The Warzone, when Warzone first started out, it was like really good. Or at least it wasn't like, what I mean by that, it wasn't like as goofy as this shit. Because look, they have like shit like 21 Savage, Tomb Raider. And I think before, just a few seconds back, they had like the Hellsing anime pack, which to me is such an obscure anime to like implement to the game. Yeah, there you go. Like when people saw this, who really was pumped for this skin pack to come out? Yeah, because nowadays Warzone is so massive, they can just get deals with everyone. Kind of like Fortnite, where they just bring in like random celebrities because they can. But yeah, I remember in the early days, you know, when it first like kind of blew up, it was nowhere near as goofy as this. Because now, to be fair, even after like a while of Warzone being big, they did quickly try to like make money out of it, you know, with card points and skin packs. But now, yeah, they really try to like squeeze the game for any money with dumb shit like this.
A microtransaction simulator with kind of a game attached onto it. So I'll give you a quick idea. I don't hate modern Call of Duty. In fact, if anything, I kind of didn't like Call of Duty up until Modern Warfare 2019. I think that game to this day is still a very, very good Call of Duty game. In fact, in my opinion, it's probably one of the top 3 Call of Duty games in history.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I play Modern Warfare 2019. A lot of people hate it because the most common point I've seen brought up was the map design. But honestly, when I first played multiplayer, it was one of the most fun experiences I had with Call of Duty. Like maybe if you said top 3, I'm guessing 2019 would be in there. Maybe one of the Black Ops games. And maybe like one of the Modern Warfare 3 probably. And even if people don't like Modern Warfare 2019, you have to admit, just the game in general did like revitalize the game series for a bit, simply with the engine, because it was so fucking incredible. Like a game of like that looked this good on console with a series as like repetitive Call of Duty, it was like game changing.
And I know for some people who are like, opinion immediately invalidated. Look, I'm just a regular guy, okay? I just play video games for the fun of it. I'm not a competitive player, okay? To understand, very few people in the Call of Duty space are competitive players, okay? If you are in the space, you are earning money, you are playing at a high competitive level, yes, you are a competitive player. If you're sitting in your house jerking off into a sock, playing the game, on ranked play constantly day in and day out without ever actually earning a dime off of this game or getting some sort of prestige in the professional circuit, you are unemployed.
And if that sounds mean, it's because, yeah, I don't intend to play lighthearted here. Ladies and gentlemen, I think some of that broad appeal to Call of Duty, especially back when I was growing up, has slowly been lost to time as the creators for the game are very much focused on hyper-balancing it and kind of attuning Call of Duty to this almost like league play. A lot of Call of Duty has shifted to movement-based gameplay, like where people are just zipping around the map, sliding around, flying through windows, versus some of that grounded reality.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I know this for a fact because I remember when Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 3 came out, I was one of the people that hated it because they just clearly tried to rip off, like, I think it was Titanfall that introduced like that, like, fast pace, moving around, like, jetpack kind of movement that I just fucking hated. And this is reinforced by like one of the selling points of World War II when it came out by Sledgehammer, is that it was like kind of like boots on the ground gameplay. I think like trying to like harness back to like what the game was before, like all this movement stuff. And that's so weird to me that one of your selling points is getting rid of like this dumb movement shit and going back to what the game used to be actually, and not just like this dumb shit.
And, you know, it's cool if you enjoy it. Obviously, it feels like a inferior version of Titanfall. If you really care about movement, you might as well switch to that game. But
Oh,
what
absolutely.
I'm trying to come across
I don't want to pause this video too much, but yeah, Titanfall is definitely, if you like movement, there's no point to like play Call of Duty if you have Titanfall.
here, or what I'm trying to get across is, for the most part, if you're not in that professional esports circuit, which again, very few people are, your opinion of the game pretty much relegates around casual or, you know, just playing the game as it is, as a regular standard gamer. And in regards to that, a lot of the game's progression systems, a lot of the value you used to get, in my opinion, from the PS3, 360, heck, even that early PlayStation 4, Xbox One life cycle of Call of Duty content has slowly withered away as this franchise has increasingly become reliant on live services and constantly reliant on the Battle Royale mode that it ships with. It almost feels like Call of Duty in today's day and age is sort of like a second banana to Warzone, which is the free-to-play Battle Royale version, and it's just not an overall good feeling. The multiplayer feels less feature-filled, and honestly, it feels less impactful. People used to be hyped for Call of Duty releases every year. Now the honeymoon phases last maybe a week or two at best, and people just move on from this game really quickly. So the player bases effectively become just filled with the most try-hard of individuals, people who are probably just grinding out weapon levels so that they can use these upgraded loadouts in Warzone, if anything.
So the recent Call of Duty game, MW 2019, was a fun game. It pretty much harkened back to old classic Call of Duties. You know, every single weapon had like 71 levels to go, so it really felt like you got a lot of bang out of progression. So if you really like that stuff like I do, I love leveling up shit. You can literally level up every single gun to your heart's content, unlock a mass ton of attachments, play around with the gunsmith system so you could really craft some crazy weapons from just one platform. The game had plenty of decent maps day one, all the game modes were there, and it was a fun time playing with friends. Then, of course, later on, Call of Duty added Warzone, and, you know, the whole situation sort of spiraled on from there. Now, since then, we've got Black Ops Cold War, which was a fun campaign. Multiplayer not so exciting for me. Call of Duty, what was it, the World War II Vanguard? You know, people played that shit just to level up their weapons for Warzone. Cool. Then you had Modern Warfare 2, which is quite possibly one of the weakest entries in the franchise. New Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare 2 2009, which
Yeah, no, there was a part I knew I was gonna bring up, which kind of sucks. I didn't play Modern Warfare 2, the last one, because at that point I kind of lost interest in like FPS shooters, and I wish I played a little bit to like understand this more, and also watch some more videos. Because when it first came out, I like barely paid attention to it, so I don't really know like what the common opinion on it is. Like it could be bad, but for me, from what Mudahar said, it probably was like really shit.
is still one of the best games of all time. See, Modern Warfare 2019, the reason I liked it so much is that Activision, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer were not afraid to have some balls again. Remember, Modern Warfare 2 2009 was the game that literally popularized the ability to play an actual live terrorist attack in a video game. Probably one of the most controversial missions ever. No Russian was introduced in that franchise, in that game. See, Modern Warfare 2019 takes that mission and just throws it out, makes it look like Dora the Explorer. One of my favorite missions in the campaign for MW 2019 is Piccadilly Circus. See, a lot of people hype up Clear House because it's like, oh, you're raiding some terrorist compound and you got some decisions to make. Piccadilly literally drops you into Piccadilly Circus, the United Kingdom,
good, like,
has you witness a terror attack happen live in front of you as you cannot engage terrorists before they're...
He's probably gonna bring it up later, but there is a really one like dumb part where you like this one like father who has like a bomb dropped to his chest, and the only way to like save people around him is to like throw him over the edge of a building, whatever. And it feels really forced. Like it feels like it was meant to like tug on your heartstrings. But everything apart from that, like what he said, yeah, it's really good. It really does feel like a chaotic situation that makes it more realistic.
actually a visible threat, apparently. And then, as you're playing through the mission, all you see are civilians running around, UK police officers trying to hold off this terror attack that they've never experienced, actual terrorists dressed up in civilian clothing, firing at civilians. This game, if anything, makes you feel completely useless. Every single time you try to save somebody's life, for one life, 4 get taken. It's actually a mission that left my mouth open the first time I played it. And this is just one of many missions. This is literally a game where they shoot a kid in the face, for crying out loud. They were not afraid to take any, gutsy positions. Modern Warfare 2's campaign is boring as all hell. Nothing cool happens in that campaign like 2019. In fact, Modern Warfare 2's entire system, if you load up its menu, feels like you're playing like some Netflix clone. That literally is what it appears to be.
Oh my god, that's such
the UI is
I hate bad UI. Like bad UI actually fucking makes me sick. I don't want to play the game if it's a hassle to go through the menu.
Joke. All right, this is just a nitpick from me. The campaign wasn't that impressive. Spec Ops was an even bigger joke than MW 2019, where
oh, that's heartbreaking. I can't believe I actually said that. The reason why that makes me depressed is because Modern Warfare 2019, the Spec Ops was fucking dog shit. And it sucked because I was really looking forward to it because I loved Survival from Modern Warfare 3. And when I played it, it was just hot shit, right? And now that he's saying that Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2 is worse than 2019, that it has to be on a whole new level of just awful.
You literally have an absolute crumb of content. And the multiplayer, in my opinion, died really quickly once they introduced the gunsmithing system, where in order to unlock attachments for one gun, for instance, this SMG, the Lockman sub, I would have to actually start using the RAP-H in LMG to unlock stuff for the SMG. Why they decided to go down this route, I don't...
Upon must talk, unlock by leveling the RAPPH to level 10. That's a really dog shit system. If you like a gun, if you like a weapon enough to level it up, there's no worse way to make you hate a game by having it force you to use other weapons that you don't want to, or you don't care about. Because level 10 is quite a lot. If you just started the game, level 10 probably means you've played the game enough to really pick one gun you don't like and you don't use, and you never use it, so it's always level 1. So all of a sudden you have this huge roadblock forcing you to level up the gun. Yeah, it's a great way to just kill the excitement you have for the game.
Don't know, all right? And I hope to God they don't bring this for MW3. Which brings this to the subject of today's video. You might be wondering why it took me that long. I wanted to add context, okay? I wanted to really describe history with this franchise. So, Modern Warfare 3 is coming out again, all right? This is the upgraded Modern Warfare 3, and you can pre-order that shit now for a juicy price of 90 Canadian dollars or 130 if you want to buy the stupid Vault Edition.
Yeah, I remember he brought it to, I've heard about it, $90, but he said Canadian, so I don't really know. I couldn't find the exact Canadian currency he was talking about, but I'm guessing it is similar to the, America. So 73, I guess close to 75, because that's, I think that is where they would round it up to. Yeah, it's fucking I've never understood. I know why they do it, but an extra £15 just play it earlier than maybe a week. It's a waste of time. The only people I could see this applying for is YouTubers who really want to get a video out early, so all the kids just watch it and just be amazed by it, even though it's dog shit.
Okay, you get a couple extra skins with that. Ooh! But when you get Modern Warfare 3, what does this come with, okay? So, for instance, it's got the sequel to Modern Warfare 2's story, which, honest to God, I would probably play it. This is the only exciting part about Modern Warfare 3. It's wild for me to say that I'm actually excited just for the campaign of a COD game. Not the multiplayer, not the co-op, just to play the story that lasts maybe, 4 or 5 hours? But, hey, it's a fun story. It's like watching an action movie. I'm down for that Spike TV shit. Now, the multiplayer is where things get really embarrassing. So Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer is effectively an $80 DLC pack, $90 Canadian, where what they do is they provide 16 playable maps now.
Yeah.
Where are these 16 maps from? If you're looking at this gameplay trailer, this reveal trailer that they've showcased, you can actually see that the maps include Favela from Modern Warfare 2, the old MW2. They've got Estate, Wasteland, Afghan, Derail. You get the idea? They've just remade Modern Warfare 2's entire map pool. into Modern Warfare 3 2023.
Yeah, it's one of the worst things about like the new games. They always reuse the older maps because you know it's not only is it easy to make because you've already made the map, so just copy and paste to your new graphics whatever, but as well because it's trying to like sell nostalgia from all the people who played before. Just a cheap way to make it interesting.
That's really what you're getting, okay? So for $90, the multiplayer has effectively come out to providing you the same exact map experience that MW2 had. Now, are these bad maps? Absolutely not. No. See, what Activision is banking on is nostalgia for the gaming base, okay? That's really it. They're literally just banking on nostalgia for the actual players. In fact, nostalgia...
What is it? Lol, your mom can play better than you. No way, did they really add like a personalized like chat system where the bots can actually like insult? That's actually really cute, I like that.
Has been sort of the name of the game for Call of Duty for like at least this
GFK
entry as well, where they're actually selling you sound packs from old Modern Warfare 2 in new Modern Warfare 2. Dog, when players are clamoring for the original game's MP3 files, the WAV files on your modern game, maybe you need to reassess what you're actually producing, okay? Just sticking Modern Warfare 2's legendary name on any game that you're producing does not make it as good as Modern Warfare 2. That's just you selling Modern Warfare 2's nostalgia to people. And they're doing the same thing with MW3. Now, looking up the gameplay from other creators, yeah, it is in fact just regular maps. This is from Jack Frags. He was playing on Skid Row, which is one of my favorite maps from MW2. And while the game appears to have like enhanced movement, which is basically where players are sprinting around, sliding around, basically doing what no soldier would do. The kids yearn for Titanfall 3, okay? Let's get to making that, EA.
Now, of course, I'm not just relying on...
Now, I will bring this up because I remember seeing a tweet of his saying like he really hated one clip where like the guy was using like akimbo pistols is moving around as fast as possible. And to be honest, that's the one aspect I can't disagree with because I actually do enjoy that fast-paced, like guns blazing kind of style, just moving around. To me, that is exciting. Some people would prefer like the way slower, like using more like rifles and like LMGs, whatever. But I do find it more exciting whenever you can move around that fast. And I'm pretty sure I think there will be maps that do cater to more like the more patient kind of playing style, which is good because it gives. I think the best thing a Call of Duty game could do is offer like any play style as opposed to like one single play style, which we was talked about like the movement shooters like Black Ops 3, where you did have to basically move around all the time. You didn't really have an option to like stick to the ground and stop.
Now, of course, I'm not just relying on somebody else's materials, too. I also downloaded the open beta, which, yes, if you wait a couple days, you don't have to pay a pre-order fee to play this demo early. And I know people are going to say, but Muda, this is a beta. Clearly, it's not representative of the final product. Okay, first off, let's be realistic here and cut the crap. A beta these days might as well just be considered part of the advertising budget because this is effectively what the final game will play like, okay? So again, most of the community loves Rust, so the gameplay you're seeing here is from Rust, and I'm not that great at the game. I'm playing on the sticks, mind you, no keyboard and mouse. The game is very hard to discern between like what is like actual Modern Warfare 2019, what is Modern Warfare 2, and what is Modern Warfare 3. Honestly, if they didn't change the fonts to the game, I wouldn't be able to discern which game is which. This game doesn't necessarily do anything new. The movement might be a little bit faster as compared to the previous game, but I don't think it's that much to really seal the deal. Other than that, the fact that they're somehow letting 6v6 on Rust, which feels like a total cluster, by the way, but again, that's just my personal opinion. Yeah,
really
it's a serviceable Call of Duty, but again, nothing that it does is so wholly different than even the Modern Warfares of old or that 360 PS4 early tier of like Call of Duty releases. It just feels like the exact same game. It feels like what Modern Warfare 2 should have actually been. Except now the player base has to fork up like $60, $70, or $90 Canadian for it, which is baffling. In fact, it might as well just be considered a DLC for Modern Warfare 2, okay? As far as purchasing the game goes, that's what it feels like, okay? It feels like I'm just getting $90 add-on content for what should have existed in Modern Warfare 2 to begin with. We have finally got Modern Warfare 2 remastered in Modern Warfare 3, a DLC pack for Modern Warfare 2 2022.
So, even beyond all of this, one of the biggest slaps in the dick was what I saw right here. Now, I love Actman. He's one of my favorite friends. I would consider him a good personal friend, been on the podcast a lot of times, but it really shows how low in the Marianas Trench the bar is for the Call of Duty community. They got actual factions in Modern Warfare 3 and not just my team versus enemy team. Let's go!
I must just stop there because I want to talk about this. I think he did like what Actman, which I really like, he's a great YouTuber. What he was talking about there is like, it's kind of like a reference back to like one of his more recent videos about Call of Duty Vanguard, where he criticized one really dumb aspect where it was a World War II shooter and you're playing as like the Nazis and allies, but the game, in the multiplayer, it referred as my team was the enemy team.
My team, enemy team. Those are the factions. Grandpa, can you tell me about your team? How you fought for your team in World War II? Yes, my team. Look at my glorious team. And the enemy team.
Which was just such like a slap to the face for like how like Save tried to play it by not even referring to like as Nazis or the Axis powers, whatever. So they were just using like the World War II style to like kind of like reel in players without even like actually committing to it. And you can see it's like back when they had like really dumb shit. I think Vanguard was the first one to like introduce the was it Attack on Titan one, the skin packs, which is like makes no sense of like an anime skin pack in a World War II shooter, but they did anyways because, you know, it makes money and people will buy it.
So here you can see on the defeat screen, they finally introduced Rangers and Spetsnaz. Now, in the original Modern Warfare 2, you know, back before the days of Cortac and like what a Sovgru and all these stupid like homogenized special operation units, they used to actually refer to like teams as like the SAS, the Navy SEALs. Well, they couldn't drop Taliban in the game, so they used OP4 instead. But that's what they brought back. This isn't new. This is just literally Call of Duty developers going into the game's code and replacing like certain names with like their actual attributed names from the OG maps. We should not be sucking off the COD developers for this, okay? We should not be sucking off anybody for this. This is very, very basic stuff. Now, as long as you thought...
He's being very mean to Actman. I feel like if he knew the context behind it, he would appreciate the joke that he was making.
That was like wild. They also have zombies. Open world zombies.
Oh,
whoa,
God.
That's
I'm gonna talk about this for a
crazy,
second.
dude. So zombies, if you ever realize what it was a round-based scenario where basically you would get dropped in with 3 other players or by yourself, and you would basically survive round after round of zombies, right? Basically, zombies would attack you. You would just constantly be acquiring points, unlocking new areas on a map that you would play, going through the random box and getting shit in return, pack-a-punching your weapons, and basically seeing how long you could last before you eventually died, okay? It's a very fun, addictive game mode. And back when it showed up in World at War, it captured gamers' hearts till the end of days, okay?
Yeah.
So I play zombies in COD all the time. I recently loaded up Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3 even to play some OG zombies. Maps like Kino der Toten, maps like Nach der Untoten, basically a lot of the fun OG maps, you know, all the way before this open world, kind of like open district, kind of like mass craze that zombies eventually became. So I really enjoy zombies. I enjoy round-based stuff. And I was kind of like, oh, maybe the open world stuff is pretty cool. What is the open world zombies? Well, looking at gameplay released, I shit you not, it literally is the map from Warzone 2.0. They literally used Al Mazrah, the current Warzone 2 map, and unleashed open world zombies, which, by the way, the gameplay that you're seeing over here, I don't know what's happened with the gaming industry, but it always feels like they get some absolute lemon to record the footage.
Yeah, and what's more, he was using a ray gun at point blank. God, this just makes me sick because I feel like zombies. At first, zombies was like kind of like the mini mode back in like Black Ops or World of War, but now because it's really like the most only popular mode, they've like it's like a reused condom. They try to like force it in into every new game. And it's funny because it's literally like the same zombie models from like Cold War, even though like Infinity Ward made this. So I'm guessing like Activision forced Treyarch to like hand over like the zombie models just so they can use it, because they know like Spec Ops people will fucking hate it. So might as well like hook them in with zombies because everyone loves zombies. But yeah, I am not excited for this. Not only I don't see a round one indicator. It might be behind like Mudahar's webcam. But yeah, I don't see any like round base. So it might just be like more linear where you have like objectives and shit. But the idea of running around in a massive map like the one in Warzone does not sound fun at all. Most of the fun from zombies came from like kiting, where you would like run past them, make a huge line, and just, you know, just go crazy. But this game, yeah, it's just, like a few seconds before you saw them like drive up to this area, so it does not look fun at all.
I don't know if the Polygon reviewer for Doom was playing this game, but the way that this person plays zombies is downright
look at this
embarrassing, okay? There's no aim down sights,
Yeah.
there's no going for headshots. If anything, it's just running around like Captain Kangaroo. But this is open world zombies, okay? Some areas on the map have high threat,
guy's so
some have
shit.
low threat, and the only cool part about this is playing with like 6 players total, okay? But if you're looking at the map, it's literally the Warzone 2 map.
Even that's sus. Why would you want to play against 6 or not with 6 people? Most of the fun came from zombies. Like it was from like having 3 friends you could play with as a squad, and those were friends you actually liked and knew. And with 6 people, you would have to bring in like people from like a public match to play with. And how do you know you're all gonna like get along and actually like stick together?
Brought in for open world zombies, okay? So get excited. Woo! Wild shit indeed. It's just DMZ with goddamn zombies put into it. Hell, that's all it is. Occasionally you'll get some objectives where you have to go into houses and clear spores. So if you never bought
God.
Rainbow
It was like objective based. God, dumbest shit ever.
16, well, I guess you kind of have it now. If anything, this feels like Call of Duty Extraction from Ghosts as well. That co-op mode kind of mixed in with this open world, almost like Battle Royale-esque zombies mode that they have put into it. I'm sure this might actually have some fun to it. I may play like a couple rounds before I eventually uninstall this shit and start playing like like Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, all right? Maybe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 hands down feels like one of the biggest letdowns in Call of Duty history,
yeah.
and that's actually saying a lot. The Call of Duty community has always been sort of sitting on this weird COD cycle, we call it, where every year, it's always, this franchise never innovates, never does anything, never goes beyond what you expect. They always release the same shit year after year. People complain about it, and they just end up buying the game anyways. I'm not even going to tell you not to buy Call of Duty. Telling you not to buy Call of Duty when it's probably one of the most highest grossing game franchises in the world is dumb. There's no boycott that you can do to Call of Duty that'll make it change.
Yeah.
This is frankly where this franchise is nowadays. But that doesn't stop me from telling people just how much of a ripoff Modern Warfare 3 is going to be. And I've seen a couple people who are like, yo, we are so back with Call of Duty, okay? What is this game doing that's actually in capturing you?
stop
Is
being
what I'm
interact,
asking,
man.
all right? This is just Call of Duty as it always has been year after year, except this iteration feels exceptionally lazy, okay? In fact, the multiplayer is effectively just Modern Warfare 2 brought back again, okay? The zombies is not zombies in its traditional sense, and even with this new open world experience, it's not exactly setting the world on fire. The campaign is arguably the only aspect of it that excites me. And when a Call of Duty campaign is the only thing that gets my rocks ready, that's pretty indicative of where the franchise is heading. But that said, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mudahar, and nothing's gonna change. But yeah, this, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it.
Yeah, like that was a good video. I liked. I think Mudahar he normally has a good like giving opinions about stuff. Yeah, because he's very critical. You know, I suppose like the brain dead fans who just buy the new game year in year out. But honestly, when a game does come out, actually, when does the Modern Warfare 3 come out? Actually, I want to know. 10th of November. Yeah, it's kind of soon. He might actually buy the new one to review it. Because that is normally how shit happens. You criticize a game and then you buy it and you realize that beforehand you think you're gonna hate it, then you buy it and you do hate it. So, but I want to watch. There's one more video I wanted to watch from someone else, which I think it's still critical about like how much they dislike Modern Warfare 3, but I want to put it on. So this was called by a guy called Fooly, and all he called the video was called I was right about Modern Warfare 3. So already, it's not saying outright that it's bad, but saying by saying I was right implies that you're saying you had like negative predictions about the game. So maybe you probably just hate it.
No, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Coming into the MW 2019 Part 3 beta, I lowered my expectations quite a bit, like significantly. And I am here to report to you guys, confidently, that Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3 is not it.
Also, what a god awful way to call the game. Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3. Just say Modern Warfare 3. Everyone knows like what you're talking about. Like no moron's gonna see this gameplay and think, oh my god, the one from 2012 looks so good now.
It is not it. This game is not it. And I know some of you guys...
Also, I know this is a small detail, but I love how cheap Activision is, where they never buy the names of their gun. This Uzi is called, I think it's an Uzi, WSP Stinger. Just pay for the license.
You guys might get upset about this. Some of you guys might think I'm tripping. Even some of my friends think I'm tripping about this. Guys, I'll put it very simply. If you didn't like any of the last like 4 CODs, you're probably not gonna like this one either. And before I get any further, let me just tell you guys right now, the gameplay you're watching is my very first game on MW 2019 Part 3. Mind you, I haven't played Call of Duty in like the last 2 months, so I'm pretty rusty, but even so, you know how the SCAD master is, man. It might take me a little bit to warm up, as you'll see in the gameplay, but at the end of the day, you know how it is. These gooch lickers are not fucking with the scat master. I could be the biggest Call of Duty hater, but the thing is, I'll still put your ass to sleep, I'm not gonna lie. And does that fact alone make people even more upset with the scat master's videos? Of fucking course. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm gonna try to be a little bit quick with this one because I need to take a fat ass shit, I'm not gonna lie. And actually, I
regret putting this video. This guy sounds like a fucking moron.
Throw this in here very, very quickly because I know it's bound to happen in the comments. There's gonna be a lot of gooch lickers and fanboys just fucking crying. Where, Foolie, you don't like the new Call of Duty game, you're still complaining for views, where? Shut the fuck up, fat bitch. But don't worry, I have just the thing. I'm gonna put your father on the screen here, and he's gonna stay right here for the entirety of the video, okay, just to make some of you gooch lickers more comfortable, okay? Hopefully it brings more comfort to you guys, and wipes away the tears for some of you gooch licking pussies. But just to get right into it, I did not enjoy my time on the beta very much at all, and I'm gonna be straight up, guys, this is probably the least interested and the least amount of time I've ever put into a Call of Duty beta, probably in my entire life. Like, I played Vanguard's beta through and through, as well as MW 2019 Part 2's, and I disliked both of those games. And with this game, I could tell you that it's probably a little bit better than those games, but it's not saying much if I'm not interested in the game whatsoever. It could be better than the last games, but it's not gonna matter if it can't captivate me. Does that make sense? Like, this game doesn't grab me, I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people really like this whole MW2 remastered maps thing going on,
I think most people feel that way. I doubt they revamped a lot. Just by looking at the graphics, yeah, it's just the same shit ever. The only noticeable thing, like what Mudaha said, was maybe the fonts. And maybe they changed like the leveling up path. Like, you know, if you level up a gun, you have to play with other guns, which makes no sense. So yeah, I don't blame people for like just playing, for being tired of playing this game if they've already played like the last 2 Modern Warfare games. The only people who could really enjoy this might be kids, but like jingling keys in front of them would like entertain them as well. So all kids need is just bright colors and realistic guns and Nicki Minaj skin.
And trust me, I like it too. I'm playing on Skid Row here, and it's been a long time since I've played this map, and I like what I see. I like how the game feels. I like how the slide feels. It took me a little bit to get back into it, but slide canceling is fun. The movement is fine. It's faster than MW2's. But that is just about as far as it goes for positivity from me. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I probably put maybe like 3 hours into this beta, and I'll tell you right now, of the maps that we got, Favela and Estate just don't really play all that good in the modern Call of Duty games, and I don't think that should come as a surprise to a lot of people. Now, on the other hand, Skid Row I actually thought was okay. Rust, it's good. It's a good map, obviously, but probably 2 hours total went to Rust only. Like, people are not voting for Estate or Favela. I'm sorry. Now, guys, there is a lot of issues with this beta. Even though they fixed a lot of things from MW2, which are very obvious and blatant, I still think this game just feels like a revised version of the last game. And to me, it's still not worth $70. It's not worth pre-ordering, and If I had to play this game for an entire year straight to make content, I'm not doing it by putting down $70. I'm sorry, I'll find my own way. I actually kind of have, and I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's safe to say the Scadmaster's playing this game for literally $0 fucking dollars.
I remember, yeah, this is a good point. The only people, okay, I've already said kids are gonna play this, but second to that might be YouTubers. I remember like this one guy I used to watch, like kind of back when Cold War came out, it was like Face Jab, where it was, yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, Face Jab. Because I remember, I never watched the video because they were entertaining. I only watched him because I was fascinated by how miserable and depressed he looked trying to level up the skins. Because the only reason why he played Cold War was to get like the, you know, like the diamond skin packs and Red Tiger, whatever. I think was it Red Tiger in Black Ops? Maybe, I don't know. But every time he just looked so miserable. Like he really did look like he had that 1,000-yard stare where he would just like stare into like the infinite and just not give a shit. And the only emotion he ever portrayed was just yelling at like the enemy team when they got like a bullshit kill. Because the time to kill in the Cold War game, it was pretty fast as well. So it was very unforgiving, you know, because you could just like in a blink of an eye you would die. And he was just forced to play that every single day and like upload a video about it. Just poor bastard. And he probably have to play this as well. So fuck me.
And that's probably the only condition I'd play this game under. Now, you guys might have caught this at the very beginning of the video, but the UI is the exact fucking same as MW2's. And look, this is more of a minor problem, like it doesn't affect me that much, but just loading in just already gives me PTSD from MW2, and I don't like that right off the rip. The spawns are fucking atrocious. It doesn't show off too much here on Skid Row on my first game on, which is a good thing because this is my very first impression of the game, but as we go on into other gameplays, you'll see on Rust and Favela, the spawns are absolutely fucking atrocious, I'm not gonna lie. The weapon leveling kind of takes a little while, and it's kind of on the same lane as MW2 where you need to unlock a certain weapon and level it up to a certain level to unlock a certain attachment for a completely other weapon. It just gets a little funky, and I just want to level up my weapon normally. There is also a movement related problem that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about actually, and this is something that I noticed very early on. I don't know if there's something choppy about the drop shotting. You guys could let me know if you've experienced this too, but the drop shot seems extremely fast from your POV onto an enemy. Like you're looking at somebody and they drop shot, it just looks like they plummet to the floor really, really fast and shoot the dog shit out of you. And I don't mean that in like a skilled type of way. I feel like there's some sort of bug with this. Like it's really choppy if you see it from your perspective onto somebody else. When you do it, it looks fluid, it looks smooth, it looks good. It feels good too, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. But when you see somebody else do it, it just looks like they flop to the ground quickly and their hitbox kind of gets funky because of it. I've heard this thing about the loudness in audio with your teammates' footsteps versus the enemy footsteps, and they sound identical. Man, there's other things like the name tag situation and visibility in general, which I saw Sledgehammer Games said they were going to talk about it and work on it, and I think that's a good thing, but going into a beta, I just felt like they probably should have already had this thing figured out. Maybe it's an oversight, I don't know, but going into some more in-depth shit that I really do not like about this game so far, I can confidently tell you this is probably some of the stuff that's gonna pull me away from the game. First thing, and I have not talked about this in a very long time, and I haven't even mentioned this word other than in my last video in probably like 6-7 months. Guys, SBMM in the beta is fucking ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. You can't see it in this gameplay because it's my first game on and I don't really care about how I'm doing, but as you see in upcoming gameplays in the future, there is some sweaty shit going on in this game. And look, to a certain extent, I appreciate it because of the movement, and you can tell when somebody's actually gifted on the sticks versus when they're just a complete shitter getting gifted by Infinity Ward. But at the same time, if this is going to be the experience from top to bottom when the game launches, I'm telling you guys right now, a significant portion of the community is going to be turned off by this. Easily. And just to put it out there, I'm not gonna accuse anybody of fucking cheating against me in the beta, and if you do, you're literally a fucking loser. Like, you genuinely deserve to get sat on by Lizzo and fucking suffocate. And if this statement about SBMM is coming from me as somebody who's actually like a sweat according to a lot of people, then you can imagine how badly the casuals are going to get pummeled into thinking that not only is everybody cheating, but this whole SBMM thing, not a lot of people are gonna be a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think the best way to to instantly kill off any casual players is skill-based matchmaking, like he was saying. Even like the best players are still gonna like fucking hate the game whenever they come across someone who's sweaty like them. So I think, I don't know what system they had before in the other games, but I think it was just like, you know, casual, like whatever players were on, or like whoever was closest to you. That always worked. I don't know why. I think it was Cold War that introduced it at first.
There's going to be a lot of SBMM videos about MW 2019 Part 3. And guys, this is probably the last thing I need to say about this game so far, and it is the exact reason as to why I only put in 3 hours into the beta. Guys, the shit gets boring. It gets boring, and it's not necessarily a gameplay related issue.
I shouldn't laugh at that because it is an actual like good criticism. It's one of those where sometimes you just play a game and you feel nothing inside, and it's nothing wrong with you, it's just something fundamentally wrong with the game.
It's not necessarily Sledgehammer's fault. It is that I'm telling you guys this with the utmost confidence. The game literally feels like MW 2019 Part 2 faster. That is it. The game feels...
I was surprised he said the same thing, exactly the same thing as Mutahar, which just felt like a DLC. Like, sure, I like when Mutahar first said that, I felt like he was like exaggerating a bit, but no, it seems like the common consensus is that, yeah, it is just like a practical like copy and paste game. Some, of course, the new font, whatever.
It was the exact same, just faster. Faster ADS, faster slides, faster movement, faster gunplay. And I know what people are gonna say, oh, Fooly, you were complaining about that in the last game and now you get it and you're still complaining. Shut the fuck up and use common sense, dude. The game still needs to be its own fucking game. You see people complaining about FIFA and 2K and Madden. It's because every single fucking game is literally the same as the last, just like slightly updated, a few new things, but it's literally the exact same shit. That is what this game feels like in comparison to MW 2019 Part 2. There's a reason why I call it MW 2019 Part 3 or else MW 2019 Part 2 Part 2. It's because it
dog shit just it really wasn't that funny the first time he said it.
It really feels the same. You haven't played the beta. When the second weekend comes out, please verify. Am I tripping or am I telling you guys the truth? I don't really bullshit. I don't really do this whole cookie cutter shit here on the channel. I tell you guys straight up how it is. The game's going to get stale as fuck because it literally feels like the last game except on MW2 maps. And while MW2 maps are pretty good for the most part, it's not a good idea to launch your game with zero original content. From the streaks to the guns to the perks, even this whole concept with gear.
See, I never knew that. I knew they used a lot of the maps, but do they really have any new maps? That's the best way to piss off players, by just like clearly being lazy. Because at some point you can't use the nostalgia reason why you bring up old maps. Because yeah, it's just lazy and they don't want to make new ones.
Here, it's all pretty much recycled shit. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Sledgehammer Games is doing the right thing by communicating with the community on what they're gonna fix and the feedback that they've received thus far, but something needs to be said about how boring this launch is going to be after a couple of weeks tops. And that is my early prediction of what's going to happen in this game. I'm telling you guys, this game might actually become one of the more stale CODs of all time. And it sucks because it kind of takes away from how improved the gameplay is. But even if the gameplay were improved, this is my point with this entire video, guys. Even with all of the good things this game has going for it, the same type of systemic shit is gonna pull it back. The SBMM, the vision that some of these devs have, some of them still talk about doors are good in COD. What the fuck are you talking about? We've yet to see how well Sledgehammer Games can actually fix issues now that we've presented it to them, and I'm just hoping that by the next weekend that starts in like 2 days, I'm hoping there's some significant improvements. I hope there's a little bit more communication behind whether or not we're gonna get original content anytime fucking soon, because if we gotta wait until season 1, there's a problem, guys. So yeah, first impressions of MW 2019 Part 3, toilet water, dog shit, dumpster juice, gooch sweat. If you get upset with what I'm saying, let me tell you right now, you should hope that I talk as much shit as possible, that I talk as much shit as humanly possible, because this is the type of thing that might actually get us fixes that'll only improve your experience in the game. Whether you're a fucking COD hater to the COD gooch licker, anywhere in between, you are rooting for people to actually give feedback and criticism where it belongs so that these developers can give us an actual product that we will enjoy for $70. Now, you guys are paying $70, and even if this game turned out to be a pot of gold, the SCAD master is not paying a fucking dime. Whose fault is that? Honestly, I would blame fucking Joe Seacott. Fuck this guy. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. If you played the beta, please let me know what your initial thoughts are of it and what you hope to see for the second weekend down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodle.
Yeah, see, that was the end of the video. Honestly, he did seem a bit hopeful, even though most of the video was him shitting on it. Like, he was saying, like, oh, you know, hopefully these developers, you know, change their vision, whatever. But honestly, I feel like if the core fundamental of the game is so similar to, like, the last other games, that just feels like the same shit, there's not a lot you can add to, you know, make it different. Maybe new maps, maybe, yeah, sure, but that can only go so far before people realize there's no point in me playing this if I have, you know, the other two games from before, which is what I talked about earlier, where like Call of Duty like was slightly better than shit like Madden, because it was, you know, a little bit more different. But now, yeah, this cycle is kind of sad, you know, because they realized like Modern Warfare 2019 did so well that they know they can just like keep on repeating it. But I think right now Modern Warfare 3, it's already pushed like it too much, and maybe they might have to make like the next one a little bit newer. Maybe, you know, I think they will make a Black Ops 1 next, because like yeah, Sledgehammer, I don't think Sledgehammer is working on Call of Duty anymore, so it might be a Black Ops. On the other hand, it's kind of sad, because they're no longer trying, they're really playing it safe by just like repeating the same series, like Modern Warfare and Black Ops. Like, there's no more like new series they try to start, they just try to play it safe. But it's kind of sad. And even though right now what people say, like, it is a beta, but I really don't see like how much can change from the beta to right now. But there will still be people there are people right now who I've watched that say they hate it, and then they're gonna buy the game and talk about how much more they hate it, which probably will happen. And the only thing I'm really looking forward to, and that's very slightly, is like zombies. And that's when you see like how bad they fucked it up, because I know for a fact that like Warzone shit, like on the map, it's not gonna turn out well. But, you know, I'm just gonna have to see, and probably watch a lot of videos about like how shit the gameplay is.